morning and welcome to Live with Joy. I'm going to give it a few moments for everybody to start to find that host, and then we are going to go over exactly what we're going to be doing today. But let's just discuss as a reminder what we have been doing all week, which we completed our push-pull and our legs. And I'll repeat that in a moment as we start to have people come on, but we completed that part of the week. And now what we want to do is hit the core, get a little bit of focus into the center, and then on Friday, we're going to be going into that full body tomorrow. So today is going to be all about that center. And once again, we have already completed that push-pull split, which incorporated the upper body muscles for 2 days, working the push muscles, working the pull muscles, and then yesterday was all about the legs and also adding in those little bursts of cardio. So today, we're bringing it all into the center so we can get some really nice, clear focus on those abs, and also even on the internal core muscles. You'll be working some of the back and the side muscles as well. So what you can expect today is that we're gonna have things that are gonna work the abs, but we're also gonna be working some of that body weight work in that plank position, because that really works that internal core, that lower back, the entire core all the way around through the sides and all of that. So we really want to get that body weight work in today with our abdominal kind of crunch work today, okay? So we're gonna have some rotation today as far as what we're gonna be doing. So we'll probably be doing something on our back and then rotating all the way 180 degrees and doing something from another angle, okay? And then we'll do some side positions as well. So that's what you can expect. You only are gonna need to have your mat. You can have your shoes on like me, you can have them off today. A lot of times I like to do this core work without having any shoes on, bare feet. It's a great way to do this kind of workout. I just happen to have my sneakers on already, so I'm just gonna keep them on, which is totally fine as well. You can do it either way, whatever you feel comfortable with, okay? Very versatile as far as that goes, so you can do whatever you want. We're gonna actually bring it down to the ground, so get your mat out, come to the ground, because that's where we're gonna warm it up and that's where we're gonna stay for the entire class. So we can really hit those core muscles super strong, okay? And I'm gonna put some more gentle music on today, something that we can just kind of flow through with our movements. And we are gonna be doing time, so you're gonna have 30 seconds for each exercise. We're gonna do 2 seconds per circuit, okay? All right, so right now, let's just sit up nice and tall, elongate those arms out in front of us, walk those legs out a little bit so we have a slight bend in those knees, and just kind of extend those arms out in front of us, and just take a nice, gentle lower down, just till you feel a little bit of activation, and then come back up. We are just warming it up. This is not part of our circuits yet. We just want to start to activate that center right here before we come all the way down. Just a little activation. You're not trying to come too low or anything right now. You're just trying to get a little bit of a tightness and then pull back up. Nothing overdone right here. No straining, just go where you feel comfortable here. Let's just do that 2 more times, and then we're gonna make our way all the way down. Good. And 1 more time. Hold there for a moment. Elongate those arms up to the ceiling. Hold there for a moment, engaging that center. Lower those arms down and pull yourself up. Take those hands underneath those legs, or another way if you need to, gently lower yourself all the way down, circle the arms around so you're extending and lengthening the arms, and then lengthening out those legs as well. And what we're gonna do here is circle the arms and hug that one knee into the body, circle the arms, extend the leg, and then go for that other knee. So just flow through this little extension and into this bend. Keep your head flat on that floor for now. We're not trying to activate too strong through the abs right now. We just want to get a little bit of a flow with some flexibility and some movement right here. Just trying to get things warmed up. And tug it in and circle. So again, all about that center today. Good, let's go 1 more time, pulling in each knee right here. And 1 more time on the other side. And now on the next one, if you can, you're gonna hug both knees in. If you can't, just hug in one. And now I want you to hold it, tuck that chin in, and raise those shoulders up and stay right there. One knee if two is too much. And then you're gonna lower that head and neck down right here. Circle those legs out and extend. And we're gonna do that again. Circle both knees in or the other one. If you're doing single, hold here first. Then start to tuck the chin in, round those shoulders up, and hold right there. And start to lower down that head and neck first. And then circle and extend those legs out and stay right here. Good, and just flow back to one knee at a time, keeping that head on the ground, circle. Good, maybe speed it up just a little bit now. And then we're gonna be ready to start our first circuit. Good, let's go one more time on each side. And on the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the first two exercises. Just relax your arms down at your side for now while I show you, okay? I'll give you some options as well. We're gonna try to hold those legs up into this kind of tabletop position. Tuck the chin in and lift the shoulders up. Arms are gonna come up as well. And we're gonna take this little pulse of those upper abs right here. Now, if you can't hold your legs up, simply put them onto the floor, and you will stay right here for that, okay? Then we're gonna rotate over. You'll have 10 seconds to do that on your forearms. Now, you wanna have those hips up, you can have those knees down, or have those knees up. And from here, we're gonna extend and lengthen one arm at a time. If you can't hold it up, you can just take a little tap and pull it back. Okay, knees down, tap it, or if you can lengthen and keep it off of that floor, that's gonna engage those abs a little bit more, okay? So remember, on your knees or on your toes. If it's too much to hold this position, okay, come here, okay, but what I would really like is for those knees to be back a little bit more so you're engaging more of that center since we're really focusing on that core, okay? So try not to have those knees too close to your body, all right? So we're gonna start down on our back. We're going to have our knees up into that tabletop or those feet flat if you need to. Get set to pulse through that crunch in 3, 2, and go. And this is gonna really start to get that belly nice and warm right here. So you wanna have these little pulls from your belly. Reaching, good. And remember, if your legs up are too much, just place the feet on the floor and then you'll do exactly the same thing here. But you never want to bring that head all the way down. You're keeping tension right here. You only have 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. You want to take a little rotation on the forearms. Get those hips up, okay? On the knees if you need to. On the toes if you can. Lengthen out one arm or tap it in front of you so that you're alternating the weight. Now, if it's too much to extend your arms, what are you doing? You're just simply holding that plank here or with those knees down, okay? So see how you feel. You don't have to have this movement if it's too much. You can simply hold. Maybe you want to do a few sets just holding and then you want to try. You can even get a couple taps and then just hold. So let it work for you. Rotate it back over. Okay, you're gonna either have those feet down or those feet up. Start to tuck that chin, lift those shoulders up, arms are off the floor, and get those little pulses right here. Now you're gonna really start to feel that belly already firing up. 20 seconds, breathe through it. Like I said, we're gonna hit those muscles pretty strong today. Do your best in what it is you can do. If you're finding this too much, lower down, take a rest, and then pump out just a few more. Take more rest in between those pulses if you need to. Rotate over, humming on the forearms, and once again, you can stay in this position. You can stay in this position. If you can add the more advanced move, you're extending and lengthening those arms out in front of you, either with a tap or keeping that arm off the ground, which would be even more advanced right here, lengthening it out and even holding it there for a moment. And you're gonna really feel that core have to engage right here to keep your solid position. Make sure you are breathing. You cannot add this movement unless you already have a strong plank. So if you don't have a strong plank, you are working on simply holding. Rotate over. Feet down or feet up. Tuck the chin in, lift the shoulders up, arms come up, and get those little pulses. You have set number 3. And I am feeling that already. Feeling that burn in my center. Once again, if you have any pain in that head or neck, then you want to take rest in between, and then come up, pump out just a few, and take another rest. You can set a pillow underneath your head so you don't have as long to go up and down when you do take those rests, okay? So see how you feel. Breathe and rotate over. Once again, either holding that plank with the knees down or with the knees up, and then your option to add that extension forward right here. And we're not rushing through any of these moves today. This is not about intensity. It is about really getting that focus into that center. So the less movement you have here, the more control you have here, the more you are going to engage those core muscles. Good, get that last one in. Rotate over, and we're gonna go into our final set right here, feet down or feet up. Tuck the chin in, lift the shoulders up, arms come up, and pump it out right here. And feel that belly burn right there. You got 25 more seconds, stay right there. I'm coming in to say hello. Feel the energy in that center, okay? Feel that burn. Rest it if you need to, and come back to it when you can. Really thinking about that movement right there. You've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Rotating it over. Coming down on those forearms. Once again, holding your position on the knees or on the toes. Adding in that reach forward. Only if you've got the strength to do so. Good, get that last one in. Take a little sit back on those heels. And give yourself a little stretch right there, and then rotate back over onto your back. Get some water if you need. I'm going to show you your next 2 moves. Resetting that clock. Watch me. Okay, now it's going to be more about moving through the lower part of that body. So we're going to take those arms out to the side. We're going to bring those feet up. The palms are up and your arms are out. We're going to rotate, but not until our legs hit the ground. We're going to hold it there, and then use those abs to bring it over to the other side. So really pull from that side to bring those legs up and over to the other side, okay? If that's too hard for you, put the feet on the ground, and you can start to rock it with those heels down, okay? Try to have those heels up if you can. And then we're gonna take it back into that forearm plank position, knees down once again, or up, simply holding, still working on that hold if you can't move. From here, you're rotating into hip dips, taking one hip down to one side and one to the other. If you can make it stronger, you're keeping those knees up and off of that floor, okay? Take it onto that back. Arms are gonna come out to the side. Feet are off the floor, preferably in a 90-degree bend. And get ready to rotate those legs from side to side in 3, 2, and go. So now we are really thinking about working through the lower part of those abs. And we're working through a little bit of a twisting movement here. Now remember, we're not trying to work fast here. We actually want to pause it off of that ground and then have to use those abs to lift up and over to the other side. Pull and lift. Good, and we're gonna make our way up and over. And again, if you are not strong enough to move, okay, this might be easier than the reaches. Stay on the knees if you need to, okay? Work on that first. And then, if you can, lifting those knees up, making those hip dips even stronger. And once again, we are taking that hip just about until it hits that floor. Pause there a moment and then pull through those abs to take it up and over to the other side. Okay, same thing if those knees are down. Pause it before that hip hits and pull through those abs to bring it up and over to the other side and then rotate onto your back. So essentially, we're doing this rotation in both two different positions. One is on our back, right here, and one is in that forearm position face down. Good, right here, lift. Use those abs to pause. Use those abs to pull and rotate to the other side through those legs. So we're gonna have some upper ab movement, we're gonna have some lower ab movement, and we're gonna have some movement through both. All right, rotate over. Right now we're focusing on lower part of that core, having that movement through those hip dips. And we're working that internal core to hold that plank position. Look straight down at that floor. Do not tuck that chin in while you're in this position. Good. Pause it and pull. On your knees if you need, and rotate over to the other side. For set number 3, arms out to the side. Legs up or heels down if you need, and rotate from there. Here if you can, with those heels up, pausing with those legs off the floor, and then pulling through those abs to lift and rotate those legs over to the other side. The upper body's just staying nice and solid in position right here. Good, get that last one in and start to rotate for set number 3. Coming into that forearm position on the knees. We're lifting onto those toes and rotating through those hips for those forearm plank hip dips right here. Pull that belly button up and towards your spine. You're working that internal core as you're moving through the lower part of that core and through those hips. Good, rotate over. Last and final set of both right here. Open up those arms. Feet come up if you can into this tabletop position and rotate. Good, pause and feel that pull to activate those abs to rotate you over to the other side. Good, get that last one in. Rotate over for your final set right here. Your final position in that forearm plank, either holding on your knees, on your toes, or adding that hip dip movement right here for your final set. You guys stay right there. Rotate through those hips, nice and easy, nice and gentle. Or again, simply hold that plank and get that strong. If you can't add that movement yet, okay? Some movement you might find easier, some you might find harder. So just see what you can play with and work with. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and stop. Good, take a rest, sit back on your heels, take a little breather, and now we are gonna come onto our back. We're gonna work both the upper part of the abs and lower at the same time, and we're gonna also work through those obliques. So we're gonna try to lift those legs up, lift those shoulders up, and work through our bicycle right here. Alternating an extended leg with a bent leg and rotating the shoulder into that opposite knee. Now right here if you need, okay, little option, bringing that head down in between each one and keeping those feet on the floor. You'll still activate those upper lower abs and those obliques. Now here, we're gonna come onto all fours, and we're gonna pop up into a full plank. We're gonna shoulder tap it here nice and strong, and then take it back down and have a rest in between each one. Pop it up, tap it, and take it down. Now if it's too much there, just work your shoulder taps here, still engaging that core in the all four position, okay? In that tabletop kind of position from here, okay? So if you can't extend into that full plank, it's okay. Just work those shoulder taps from there. If you want to just simply hold a full plank, you can do that as well, okay? On your back first for those bicycles in 3, 2, and 1. Right here, remember, we're trying to activate as much of those abs as we can right here. Good, on that clock starting now. Okay, 30 seconds, we're on that clock right here. Rotate into that opposite knee, extend and lengthen that other one if you can. Modified, remember, both feet stay on the floor, head stays on the floor, and you rotate into it. Right here, everything is up, everything is activating. Those upper abs are activated, those lower abs are activated, and you're also moving through those obliques. Good, we're gonna rotate over. Remember, we're coming into all fours here. Now you can simply shoulder tap here, or I want you to activate those abs a little stronger, shoulder tap there, and then lower down. So you're using those lower abs as well to lift and lower those knees from the floor, off of the floor, and get those shoulder taps. Right here, good. Activate, tap it, and then lower down. Activate, stronger abs, tap it, and lower down, and rotate onto your back. All right, once again, modified, everything stays on the floor, and you rotate into it. Harder, everything comes up, stays up as you come through that center, and switching that leg right here. Ten seconds. Nice and easy, rotate over. Set number 2, all fours. You can simply stay here and tap, but I want you to think about pulling that belly up, or stronger activation here, hold it and come down, or your hardest one is holding and adding your shoulder taps here and lowering down, okay? So see where you can be today. It might just be staying here and adding some shoulder taps. It might be lifting into that plank, but not adding the shoulder taps. Or it could be holding that plank and getting those shoulder taps in and lower down, okay? So lots of variations and things you can do. Rotate over. You don't have to be on that hardest level just yet. Staying here or activating here for your harder level and rotate into it. Ten seconds. Good, and rotate over. All fours, remember, either staying here, shoulder taps, alternating plank to our tabletop, or plank, and then our strongest move, adding in those shoulder taps as we hold that strong plank right here. Remember, we are working very slow in these body weight moves today, really thinking about how steady we can keep that body. How steady you keep that body depends on how tight you can maintain that core. Good, that last one in, and rotate over for your final set. Right here, starting from here, or activating by lifting, making it even harder to work through those bicycle moves. and last one, nice and easy. Make your way up, rotate over. Again on all fours, just those shoulder taps from here, lifting into that plank and just working that, or maintaining that plank if you can, and adding those nice, super strong shoulder taps. Get your final set in right here. Maintain that center as strong as you can. I know a lot of this is hard work, but you just do what you are capable of. If all you can do is hold a plank or just do the shoulder taps, keeping those knees on the ground, think about what the center is doing and really pulling that belly in, okay, nice and tight. You want to think about that activation throughout the entire class. Okay, stop. Take a breath, sit back on your heels, take a moment there. Okay, and now we're gonna go into a seated twist. Okay, right here. So we're gonna come up tall. We're gonna take those hands together. We're going back to upper body movement right here, okay? And we're gonna rotate. And if you can, as you rotate, lowering down, bringing that pinky finger here. We've done these before. If you can't lower as you rotate, just sit up nice and tall and rotate one side to the other. Then we are taking it into that side plank position, okay? I'm gonna show you the hardest one first with that hip up, giving you those side plank reaches. If you need to bring that hip down, that's fine as well. Think about threading underneath, lifting and extending up. Hip is up if you can. You can also simply work on just holding a side plank and not even adding that movement if you'd like to. So figure out what's most important for you to work, okay? So we're gonna start off here with those hands together. You're gonna either simply twist and follow that hand or follow and lower down so you get a little bit more stronger of that ab activation. In 4, 3, 2, and go. You are on that clock right here. Good, so from here, lower and pull up if you can. If not, just twist and follow that hand, whether you're lowering down as you twist or you're just simply twisting. I want you to follow that hand with your eyes the entire time back and the entire time back to the center. Good, let's take it onto our left side to start, so we're all on the same side. Elbow directly underneath the shoulder, hip is down or it's lifted, arm is up. You can stay in that side plank or add that little threading of that arm as you reach through and underneath the body and get that nice little twist as you thread underneath that body with that hand. And follow that hand here as well. You want to follow it up. You want to follow it underneath your body. Get as big of a movement as you are comfortable with. Get that last one in and take it back up here. Sitting up tall, lowering back a little bit if you want a little more activation. Hands are together and either just twisting through it, following that hand, coming back, or twisting and lowering down until that pinky finger gets as close to the floor as you can bring it. And then you gotta pull yourself back up and twist it back in. Good, let's rotate onto that right side now. So your right side is down or whatever your opposite is. Now once again, you can either simply hold that plank or again, thread that arm through. And if you need to keep that hip down and just work the threading, that's fine as well. Okay, pick which one you want to work with. And again, follow that hand underneath your body and follow it up to that ceiling. You want your eyes to follow what that hand is doing, where that hand is going. Good, finish up your last one. Lower down and back to that center position. Sitting up tall, leaning back a little bit if you can. Hands are together, lowering down on that twist if you can. Once again, following that hand wherever that hand goes. Good, and finish up your last one on each side, and take it onto your left side. Once again, staying down, lifting up, either simply holding, getting that strong side plank, or extending that arm up, looking at it, and following it underneath the body with that little twist right here. Slow and control, really trying to get a full movement here. Don't shorten up your movement with quick bursts here. It's all about really getting that strong flow, that strong movement. One more set right here. Sit it up nice and tall. If you can, lower a little bit for that activation. Hands come together. And once again, following that hand on the twist, lowering down if you can. Trying to keep that back nice, that chest nice and open. And you're not trying to round through that back. You're still trying to kind of keep that chest open without rounding through those shoulders as you move through this. So right as you twist, you're gonna feel that strong pull to get yourself back up. Finish each side, and then you're coming to your right side to finish it up right here. Okay, again, you can stay here for those twists. You can simply lift and hold for that side plank, or elongate that arm up, look at it, and follow it through and underneath that body for that twist. And done. Good. Relax. Get some water if you need. I'm going to reset that clock, and now we're going to focus back again on working through lower abdominal movement, okay? So watch me. We're going to bring it onto the floor. We're going to take our palms down to the side, out just a little bit if you can. Try not to push your hands into the ground while you do this. Try to activate the lower abs, okay? I'm going to let you use a little bit of momentum here, and I'll show you what that means. We're going to start our feet on the floor so we can get a little kick up with those legs, but we want to actually try to lift our bottom off of that floor as we extend those legs up, working through those lower abs. Now, if you can't lift that bottom up, it's okay. Just try to activate right here as those legs come up, or simply start to focus on lifting and lowering those legs. If you don't have the strength to lift through those lower abs yet, that's okay, all right? Then we're gonna come back to the side plank position one more time for our lower body movement. You can stay here, okay? We're gonna take the hand here, or lift up into this side plank and try to bring that knee into that elbow right here for a little side crunch, okay? If you're down here, you're simply doing the same thing with that hip down. Here, if you can, to activate this side as well, okay? All right, so that is where you're going to be, either kicking those legs up and down, or again, we're trying to really lift through those lower abs if possible to try to bring those heels up towards the ceiling in 3, 2, and go. And just focus on each one. You don't have to kick them up. You're not trying to just like bring them up real fast. You're trying to lift and then take it down and take your moment down there. Okay, this is really about trying to activate those lower abs right here as you extend and lengthen, and then pull through those lower abs to try and lift that bottom up and off of that floor. Good. So those are your reverse crunches. Come onto your side plank, left side if you can. Hands gonna come here and just stay there. And it's gonna be lower body movement, either staying here or lifting that hip off of that ground and then getting that side crunch right here. Bringing that knee right into that elbow. That lower body movement is happening here to drive that knee in. Hip down if you need, but still try to bring that knee in towards the elbow. Good, that last one in, and now we're back onto that floor, palms down and off to the side, feet starting flat, and then kicking up towards that ceiling. Again, trying to activate those lower abs as you extend through those legs right there at that top of that move right there. On that extension is where you try to get that little lift up. And then take a rest in between each one. Okay, so instead of having to keep the legs up the entire time, I'm giving you that little rest in between each one to build more lower body, lower ab strength in between each one. Good, let's take it onto our right side. And again, you can stay here and drive the knee in from here, or lift it up into that side plank, and now you're drawing that knee in towards that elbow. Not only working through that lower body movement here, but also through that side of that center, side of that core. And you're working both sides, isometric here if you're lifted, movement through the other side. All right, let's take it down. Set number 3, arms out to the side, palms down, feet on that floor, extend, lift, and then take that rest in between each one. Think about that lower ab activation here. So hard to really hit those lower abs. This is the reverse crunch, is that exercise that really hits those lower abs the best. All right, let's take it onto that left side. And again, keeping that hip down or rising it up. Hands gonna come behind that head, lift, and bring that elbow in towards, that knee rather, in towards that elbow. Good, make sure you're lengthening fully out in between each one. Good, get that last one in, finish it out, and let's get that final set for those reverse crunches. With those hands, palms down, out to the side, not here, but just kind of somewhere here, and lift. And as you extend those legs, once again, you're trying to see if you can lift that bottom off of that floor as well. If not, again, just extend and lengthen those legs and get that movement first. Okay, that's still gonna engage your core when you lift those legs up, even if you don't lift that bottom off of that floor. You still engage the core as soon as you lift those feet off of that ground. Good, let's take it onto the right side for our final set right here. Staying here with that hip down, lifting it up if you can, activating further through that center. And then we've got one more circuit left where we're gonna move through both the upper and lower part of that core. Good, and relax. Go ahead and get yourself some water. Take a breather. I'm gonna reset the clock and show you your last and final 2 moves, which is gonna activate both upper, lower, internal core. Everything is gonna be activated here, okay? Watch me, we're gonna do leg walk-ups, okay? Obviously, I'll show you the modification for this, okay? We're gonna start with our arms behind us so we get more of the swing as we come up. You're gonna grab that leg, and you're gonna try to walk up and reach the opposite hand to the toe of that foot, okay? Now, obviously, you might not be able to walk up. You're just going to either reach, now you can keep your head down, or more activation, you want to lift that one shoulder up and reach for that toe or inside of that foot, okay? So those are your options there. Second move right here. Let me show you the hard move, and then I'm gonna show you the options. We're gonna focus on one side, and we're gonna move through the upper and then the lower, and it's gonna look like this, okay? I'm gonna reach for my ankle, And then I'm going to take that knee and reach it towards that opposite elbow. So I'm reaching towards the opposite ankle, opposite elbow, all on the same side. So we'll change those sets, okay? Now, option here, if you're not strong enough to do that move, you can pick one of them, or let me show you your options. You're going to start with just picking those hips up to the ceiling in that down dog, back to that plank position, okay? That's option number 2. Now, option number 3, if you can't get up in that down dog position, you're coming into child's pose and up and into that full plank, and there is your movement there, okay? So you've got those options if you're not ready to lift and reach for those ankles or knees yet, okay? All right, so remember, first one, we're reaching for the opposite straight leg. If you can, full walk-ups right there in 3, 2, and go. So use that strong upper and lower abs to try to walk up that leg and walk back down that leg and reach for those toes. Good, last one right here. And then we're gonna rotate over. And remember your options here. You'd be sitting back on the heels, lifting up into that full plank, or from that full plank, up and into that down dog, or right hand reaches for the left ankle, left knee to the right elbow. All that same side. All that same side. You're not changing it. So keep reaching for just that left ankle, and that knee's gonna cross over to that right elbow. At any point, if it's too much, you can go to this move. You can go to this move, okay? So you don't have to stay there the entire time if you're starting to struggle with the movement through the arms and the legs, okay? Rotate over. So even if you only get 2 in, 2 is fine. Then start to go to one of the other options. Get those arms behind you, get ready. And walking fully up those legs, or just reaching for them, keeping that head down, or lifting that shoulder. But you do not have to bring that entire back up for the walk-ups if you're not ready for that yet, if you're not there yet. Okay, remember, you're right here, just lifting the shoulders, or if you can't lift the shoulders, just kick that leg up and reach, okay? Find what works for you, what level you're at, rotate it over. And again, your 3 options, child's pose to plank, down dog to plank, or left hand now, reaching for that right ankle, and then that right knee coming into that left elbow, all on the same side. Okay, so again, even if you can only get a couple of those, and then you revert to the down dog plank, or the child's pose plank, that's where you want to go. Get as many in here as you can, and then go back to one of the other 2 options if you need to at any time that this gets to be too difficult. This is not an easy move. I'm not thinking that it is, okay? I know not everybody's gonna be there. Take it onto your back, extend your arms back, but I like to give options for everybody. So I want you to pick what level you are at. I want you to also see where you can try to progress to if you ever feel that what you are doing is too easy. You can see what you can try for your next level. And if something feels too hard, you can also see where you can go that is comparable to that move, but maybe not as hard. Good, get that last one in, and rotate over. And again, your options, child's pose to that plank, down dog to that plank, or we're back to the right hand reaching for the left ankle, and that left knee crossing over into that right elbow. And let's do our last and final set right here. Get ready to walk up those legs or reach for the opposite toes. Straight arms to straight legs right here. Last and final set. And you are all done. And rotate over for our final set here. Child's pose to plank, down dog to plank, or left hand to right ankle, and bring that knee across right here. You guys stay right there. Keep breathing, keep moving. Reach for that ankle, drive that knee across. And relax, sit back on your heels. So stay here and let's start our stretch right here. Forehead towards the ground, arms walking forward. Relax those feet and let those hips sink into those heels. Good, I'm gonna have you rise up here so the head is off the ground and walk those hands to one side of your mat. And stay right there. Feel that stretch in your side. And walk it over to the other side of that mat. And feel that nice stretch on that side again. And let's go one more time over to the other side. See if you can get a little deeper into that stretch. Walk your hands out a little bit further. And walk it over to the other side. Again, trying to get a little deeper. See if you can walk it a little further out. And take it to the center. Come up onto all fours. Let's finish up with tucking in that chin, rounding out that back. Look up and hollow it out 3 more times. Tuck it in and round. Look up and hollow 2 more times. Round. Look up and hollow 1 more time. Round. Look up and hollow. And take it to a neutral spine. Walk those hands in towards those feet. Let's allow that bottom to come up and roll that back up. Head coming up last. Once you come up, roll those shoulders back. Let's separate those feet right here. Take those hands on the ground. Take that flat back down and hold. Roll it up halfway and stretch that spine. Take it down and roll it all the way up. Head coming up last. Once you come up, roll those shoulders back. Let's take an inhale up. Lower down that left arm. Lift and reach through that right side. And lower down. Inhale up with both arms. Lower down the right and lift through that left side. And take it center, give me 2 deep breaths to finish it out. Exhale, 1 more time in. Exhale, and you are done. I know some of that was hard work. That's why I give you those options and those ways that you can progress or regress, whatever you need to do in that moment, okay? So those options are there for you. Play with them to see what you can and can't do and work your way up to it, or come back if you need to, okay? Definitely work on those options anytime. So if you want to come back and get this strong core work in again, go ahead and save it or share this video. Come back to this page, click on videos, and this video will be there for you anytime that you want to get those strong abs in. Once again, awesome week so far. We did our push-pull split. We got our core in. So what we're going to do tomorrow is a full body Friday finisher, and you're going to get everything in tomorrow. So have your dumbbells ready to go, okay? Because we're going to work those dumbbells. We're going to get some cardio. We're going to get some strength in the upper body, the lower body, and we'll hit that core as well. So you're going to get everything in tomorrow to finish out that week. Awesome job so far, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Remember, it's 9:30, and if you want to join me live in person at the JCC, make sure you go to the MIYJCC.org and you register for that class. You need to register to come, and then you can come join me live in person, or join me here virtually. You know what to do now. 9:30 tomorrow, though, okay, is our start time. So awesome job. Hope to see you tomorrow. If I don't have a great weekend, but try to see me tomorrow and get that full Friday finisher in, okay, with me. And until then, I will see you tomorrow at 9:30. Bye-bye.